ISPS is the global group on a mission to raise awareness for blind and disabled golf. Backed by Japanese philanthropist Dr. Handa, ISPS is committed to a goal of seeing blind and disabled golf become a Paralympic sport. Their support of the game around the world and at all levels is growing, and with it, opportunities for blind and disabled golfers. This week, some of the world's top golfers are in Western Australia for the inaugural ISPS HANDA Perth International. The city is one of Dr. Handa's favourites and where he found the inspiration for the International Blind Golf Association.
Well, first of all, Perth is the city that Dr. Handa has decided that perhaps if he didn't live in Japan, he'd like to live there. It's his second hometown, he calls it. So it's just fantastic for him to be back in Perth. To have a tournament there.
The pictures from Lake Karrinyup will reach around 400 million homes in 67 countries around the world and adds yet another high-caliber tournament to ISPS Handa's growing portfolio of events.
Dr. Handa and ISPS are a wonderful supporter of golf globally, and also very much so in Australia, as you've referenced. So, you know, the title sponsor of the Women's Australian Open, the Senior Australian Open, obviously to have them as our title sponsor here of the ISPS HANDA Perth International is fantastic. So we're thrilled to have them on board, and the game's very fortunate to have these kind of benefactors. And you know, it's not just here in Australia; it's all across. They've got a relationship with the European Senior Tour, with the European Tour itself. They just announced a partnership with an event in South Africa recently. So they're promoting the game globally, which is just outstanding, and that's what we see. They're really very much a partner of ours on this event.
The tournament is the richest in Australia and is co-sanctioned by the PGA Tour of Australasia and the European Tour. It provides another platform for ISPS and their support for blind and disabled golf.
The tours have been fantastic in supporting us, especially this time we have the European Tour co-sanctioning the Perth event, and they have been fantastic in trying to help us in promoting this cause, and we hope that we can be engaging a lot more people through their support as well in Australia. But I also would like to mention that Golf Australia has also been on board on our mission.
No one's looking forward to the event more than Perth native and tournament ambassador Brett Rumford, who's sure to get plenty of local support.
I'm just really looking forward to getting back and playing in front of my family and friends. It's been such a long while since I've had the opportunity to do that, and obviously Lake Karrinyup being a fantastic venue to host the Perth International. It's just yeah, it's going to be quite a challenge. To say it's going to be an advantage, I'm not too sure with the strength of field that's going to be coming down to play with the European contingent, and also that with the Asian as well. It's going to be a real good test.
From America, the lineup includes PGA Tour winners Bo Van Pelt and Jason Duffner. Also here is last year's Masters champion, South Africa's Charles Schwartzel.
My first time to Perth, I'm very excited. I've heard so many good things about it. Ernie and the Latifahs had some good success here, so hoping to follow in their footsteps.
Yes, Ernie Els was almost untouchable at Karrinyup back in 2003 when he won by a huge 10-shot margin and racked up a 4-round total of 29 under par.
Yeah, well, you know, what I've heard is that Perth is one of the windiest cities in Australia, so, you know, obviously expecting a bit of wind, which I don't mind at all. You know, when your game's good, it's great to play in wind. It's when it's bad, when it gets hard. But like I said, I'm feeling good about it, and you know, if I'll be happy if the wind comes up to make it a bit tougher.
There have been quite a few changes to the course since Els scored that thumping victory, and the winner will need to have his game in pretty good shape to cope with the challenge.
There's been some changes which have been made through Mike Clayton's team to a lot of the greens, but there's always been a premium around Lake Karrinyup to drive the golf ball well. It's very heavily tree-lined, a lot of natural bush and fauna, with a lot of kangaroos as well, which adds quite a cool aspect to playing a golf course. And yeah, I think driving the golf ball and then obviously having a pretty sharp short game around these new greens is really going to be a real test for us this year.
The winner will have an added bonus this week with a place in the prestigious HSBC Champions up for grabs, a further sign of the tournament's improved news status.
Yes, it's fantastic. You know, for the winner to be given a spot at the HSBC is basically something that brings the tournament up another level. So Perth International becomes, once again, an even more special event, and that's great for us because obviously the more support we have, the more powerful the messaging will be, and it will be spread across widely internationally. So we're very happy that this tournament is receiving a lot of attention at the moment.
The ISPS HANDA Perth International getting underway this week in Western Australia.